All right.
There was your Wayne's World reference for this episode.
Was it? Oh, never mind. We're already live. And I need to click on Skype. Jeez. Yeah, okay. I got everything. It's ready. Hello, and welcome to episode 11. Oh, I almost lost it. Of Barely a Destiny Show. The show where we barely talk about Destiny. Before we get started, I would like to make note that there have been some killings today in Cleveland, Ohio. There's somebody that's kind of just going out on a rampage. So, I don't know. Just keep those people in your prayers. We're gonna go on and we're gonna do our thing, but we just wanted to let you all know what was going on because it's literally going on right now. Yeah. So we're just gonna do what we do, and continue on. Steve, how you doing, man? Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm doing good. Happy Easter, everybody.
Yeah. What'd you end up doing today?
Today I finished my sleeper simulant quest. Got my sleeper.
Yeah.
And I did a bunch of Iron Banner. That's
Cool.
about it. Trying to raid tonight, hopefully.
Yeah, you might be able to get some people in there.
Yeah, we'll see.
Also with me today, we got good old Slapshot Scott. How you doing, man?
Doing all right. It's an interesting week in Destiny for me, as Steve and I were just talking about before you hopped on. It's been largely because King's Fall and Iron Banner. So, but we can get into that a little bit more later on.
Oh yeah, we got that coming up. Sorry, I was just trying to check the Twitch to make sure that something funky wasn't going on. I get paranoid about doing this show, guys. Let me tell you out there,
Yeah.
this is a little inside baseball. It's kind of nerve-wracking doing it live.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is, and you do stuff like this where you're just waiting for a Geico ad to finish, so you just keep talking. And you just keep talking, and you put pauses, and you set it up so that way you can check the audio to make sure that it is all correct, and it is. So, on to our first topic tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. I meant to do this at the beginning. I've been trying to rework stuff. We are Barely a Destiny Show. You can find us at BarelyADS on Twitter. You can send us an email at barelyadestinyshow@gmail.com. And yeah, we'll do our personal things at the end. And this week we're going to be playing a band called Alomar. It's my good buddy Eddie. We'll get to that later in the show. These are things that I decided we should say at the beginning instead of the end.
Yeah, agreed. We'll probably say them at the end, too.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah,
But-
sandwich method.
Inside baseball here on Barely a Destiny Show, the show where we talk inside baseball all about Destiny podcasts. So, King's Fall was this week. Let's go
Yeah.
over the obvious stuff. What did you guys get this week in your raid?
Oh, man. I can't remember what it's called, but I got the Void Scout Rifle.
Same.
That's all I got, though,
Doom
because
of
I only beat
Chalchis.
one challenge.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
I had a point to bring up about that gun.
Yeah.
Who wants a Void Hive weapon? Well, I guess it's taken. But, I was thinking about that when I had Word of Crota, and I was like, you know what? They're all fire and arc.
Yeah.
There's no point in this one. This sucks.
Taken
It's for-
wizards are void
for
shielded.
other
I know
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
But
True.
unless they switch it up, because sometimes Taken wizards are arc shielded, and then it's like, well, this is kind of useless.
Yeah. Okay, so when you see void weapons, you automatically think I should be using that against the Vex. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know.
Yeah, Minotaurs.
I do like King's Fall's weapons because of Cocoon, though. If you've ever rocked an all King's Fall weapon loadout, it's so sick because you never reload.
Yeah, that
Wow.
is actually
No
the
experience with that.
one good thing about those weapons. That it's funny. King's Fall is probably the most hated raid in my clan, in my group of friends that I play Destiny with.
I think in just Destiny's community in general.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like, I really try not to be salty about it, but this week has been absolute hell in terms of getting a team together. Like I was saying to you guys just now, I got invited to do King's Fall from Golgoroth forward. It took us a couple tries to get our rhythm on the challenge mode, but we rolled from Golgoroth once we got it straight to Oryx, and then of course at Oryx was about 2 hours of smashing our heads against the wall. We had several glitch wipes where, we did everything we were supposed to, but staggered them and things, and then it glitched out, wiped us instantly. And so we were all kind of pissed about that. My thing with King's Fall is it's the first raid I ever completed on hard mode. I like it, but the thing with it is I don't feel like it's rewarding enough. I wasn't crazy about any of the guns. We were talking about this last night in party chat with me and Big Bear and a few of my other clanmates, and somebody said there's only 3 guns that are worth getting from this raid and keeping. One being Harold Quillam's Terminus, the machine gun. The other being Defiance of Yasmin, and the third being Doom of Chelchis. Anything other than that, it's trash. And of course, what did I get? The Adept Smite of Moraine, which was another fucking solar exotic primary that I don't need and won't use, and will probably end up as an exotic shard. I'm just not a fan of the King's Fall weapons. Other than like Harold Quillam's Terminus, I still use that machine gun because it's fantastic. But yeah, and it was interesting because I was actually listening to, I think it was Planet Destiny last week, and Fallout Plays brought that up and said that his problem with King's Fall is that the encounters are too long. Yeah. And I was thinking, I stopped and I thought about it for a second. Like, you know what? He's kind of right, because you think about Oryx, you're doing like challenge mode is the way to do it. You have 4 damage phases, but those damage phases are so long, so much longer than any other raid encounter, that if you get to damage phase 3 and it wipes or you because of a glitch, or somebody dies and you have to wipe, that's 20 minutes out the window, or longer on one encounter. So it's just one of those things where like we have. I've tried to get a team together a couple times to like finish out the raid, and it's just gotten to the point where everybody's just kind of like, all right, enough of this. Like, we can't do this. We're not going to do this. I can't do this tonight because it's too long. I can't do this tonight because I might break things in my house. It's just, the other night, like I said, I was in parties with a couple people, and they're just like, they had finally gotten a rhythm down, and they were on damage phase 3 of 4. And somebody missed a night, so they had to go an extra round. And in round 4, there was a glitch, and it wiped them. And it was just that uncomfortable silence in party chat. And then Big Bear's like, "I'm gonna go play Iron Banner because I can't do this anymore." And everybody kind of left. So
I think that like King's Fall, I know I've said in the past couple episodes, is my favorite raid. It's not anymore. And I think the entire thing though is honestly it's a change in priorities of what I want out of the game. Because King's Fall was the one that I really hit hard, and like that's when all I did was pretty much play Destiny. I had hadn't met my fiance yet, hadn't had my baby, and I was just like, "Oh, I love it, dude. This is hardcore raiding. This is what's up." This is what a dedicated, like, hardcore Destiny fan wants, is, like, to be able to sit here for a couple, like, 4 or 5 hours and raid and be like, this is intense. And now, being a dirty, filthy casual, I just don't even want to do that. And, like, for me to finish King's Fall, it'd have to be a thing where I maybe play that 3 or 4 nights a week to finish it once. And I'm just, like, an encounter a night. You know what I mean?
Right. That's the other thing I noticed, is that when I was looking back and forth at the old raids and King's Fall, and like now that they're all 390 and you're looking at them back to back every week, there's 2 boss encounters in all the other ones. There's 3 in King's Fall. Yeah. So they stuffed another boss in there and they made the encounters longer, which again, like I was talking to some of my friends this week, and they said, how can you not like King's Fall? It's the best laid out raid in the game. It's mechanic heavy. It ties all the lore in, and it's like, yeah, I like it for all those reasons, but at the same time, I'm not even saying it needs to be easier.
It's just
I'm just
long.
saying, like, yeah, if you shorten it up or make take a damage phase off of Oryx so we only have to do 3 for challenge mode, or I don't know, make the weapons like.
Well, and how much easier is it to kill Golgoroth than it is to kill the Templar? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like the Templars,
absolutely.
like that's a reasonable amount of time to kill a boss with 6 or 5-6 people doing DPS. Golgoroth, you're just like, this takes so freaking long.
Yes, and that's like for me, that's the problem that I have with the mechanics. Is it's like you have to go do this thing, and then damage phase, and then do the thing again, and then damage phase again. And I understand it's got to be raid mechanics. I think like I said, I'm not opposed to having a mechanic heavy raid, but I want to be able to have the option, like for Templar, for Atheon, for those challenge modes, like we were able to roll in and one cycle Atheon.
Yeah,
it only happened once, but we were able to do it, and that's an option. Like
I feel like
you can do that.
Atheon's too easy, but that's for a different topic.
Well,
I didn't get to do Atheon.
I mean,
Steve, what do you think about King's Fall?
I like the mechanics. What I don't like is that it seems like you can be doing everything right and you just fail for like literally no reason. You're like, oh, we're doing really well, and then you just one damage phase, an initial damage phase, we did the mechanic perfect on the War Priest, and he was just for some reason, that damage phase, when we were all set up perfect, started behind a pillar, so we couldn't shoot him. So instead of being able to do like 60% damage, we only were able to do like 30, because you had to wait for him to move.
I feel
that kind of stuff.
Shout out to Destiny Tracker, because Steve and I threw together a great raid team to go in and do that. Mm-hmm. And like those dudes were freaking so cool. We pulled in some guys from the DGS chat too, and like that was a lot of fun. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people talk shit on LFG, so I wanted to bring a story of positivity. Just make sure when you do LFG, tell people no rage, must be here to have a good time. That's all you have to do. You generally get good people. And sorry to those dudes that joined that were like 350, 360, and 370. We really wish we could raid with you, but we're not trying to get bogged down doing that, because we're not carrying Sherpa Magic Man.
Yeah, we're all 400, but we can barely get it done in any way. And I think the round we actually beat the War Priest was the round my pizza got delivered. And I actually left and grabbed my pizza and came back, and we beat the War Priest.
Yeah, that was great. We had like one of the knights was just running around, and we're just like, so we're just going to let him run around, right? And we just ran him around until Steve got back with his pizza. Speaking of Vault of Glass, though, I did Vault of Glass twice this week.
Oh, it's so good.
And you know what I got?
What'd you get?
Nothing. At least nothing that I wanted. I still have yet to get a Vault of Glass Legendary Primary. I've only gotten Found Verdict for Secondary. And I've gotten the Rocket Launcher and the Machine Gun. I've also gotten Titan Helmet, Titan Arms, Warlock Chest Piece, and then I've gotten Vex Legs, but that was a week ago. So it is not dropping for me. I mean, I got Atheon's Epilogue Adept and Vision of Confluence Adept, but when you're trying to sleeper Atheon and you also want to have Oracle Disruptor, Found Verdict ain't cutting it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the issue that I actually had. The opposite issue is I got a bunch of weapons and some of them were double drops. Like at one point I got 2 corrective measures. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I've gotten 2 of the Hezen's Vengeance. I've gotten
at the same time?
No, not at the same time, but I've gotten 2 already, and I'm like, I hate this.
Okay.
I forgot about, like, this feels exactly like year 1 running Vault trying to get stuff. You're like, motherfucker! Just the whole time.
Yeah. That's when those 2, the 2 corrective measures dropped for me. It's like both dropped up on the second of the screen. I did a double take, and I'm like, wait a minute. I already have one of those. You just gave me one. And all I want is the Titan helmet from that. Like, that's all I want is I'd like to get a full set of Kabir armor from Vault of Glass for, year 3, level 400, because it's one of my favorite armor sets in the game. But at this point, I'll settle for a helmet. I would never take that helmet off unless it's to put on the helmet of Saint 14 and play some blinding defense.
Yeah, so I know we were talking about this a couple weeks ago, but I keep meaning to tell you, if you just don't ornament it, it looks exactly like year 1. Because you were sad about that, and now you should be happy. Although I did ornament my arms and my helmet. Right now, I'm rocking. I need to get an armor piece from Crota, and I can finish my 1 piece of armor per raid set. And maybe I'll get like the mark from Challenge of Elders. I just want to look awful. It's so terrible right now.
No, just rock the Age of Triumph mark.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I got the Vex helmet on. And then the Kingsfall arms, which are terrible for a Titan because you can like see them in the bottom of your screen. It's super irritating to me. And then I'm rocking like Twilight Garrison and the Wrath of the Machine boots.
Oh God,
it looks so terrible.
Yeah, that is pretty hideous.
None of these things mesh well. Like the Crota stuff, I'm a little worried about because it might make my shoulders and my chest mesh, and I don't want that. Oh,
you need to wear the Wrath chest and then get the Crota boots.
There you go. I do have the Wrath chest. I saw today though, the only piece of hard mode Wrath armor I have is for my Warlock. I feel like a shitty Titan.
I only have one, and it's my Titan. It's the chest piece.
I will say though, in the past when the raids came out, we only played on normal mode because we were like, dude, I don't want to sweat right now. And since I'm like not scared of hard mode anymore. It's really not
that's
bad.
raiding. It's not raiding unless it's hard mode.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's kind of the way that we've been running it.
I'm gonna have to do a normal mode raid with Seth soon because he's like itching to raid and he's like almost there.
Yeah, I'd like to do a normal one just to teach him like, okay, this is what raiding is like in Destiny. We're gonna have to do mechanics and shoot stuff. Yeah. Speaking of shooting stuff. Iron Banner was this week. It was Control. Everybody's out here trying to get to level 5 so they can complete it for their books. Ooh, it's a sweaty time out there. I ran with Scott earlier in the week. Oh man, we were just rolling fools with the team of 6. We had one where like we started off good and then they started kicking our ass. I had myself a couple of great bubbles on B, able to cap that shit. Help turn the tide of that game using Necrochasm.
Yep. Yeah.
Necrochasm's such a fucking joke. Oh man, I will say I got to play a match of Frontier, and like Vision of Confluence just was taking heads off.
That's awesome.
It's so good. Like if you get a bigger map, Vision of Confluence is so good. It's dirty, but it's like I don't know, that just inside of sniping range.
Yeah.
I guess just outside on the closer end. How was your guys' Iron Banner?
Oh, I had probably my best Crucible ever this week. And I was working on my Crucible Quartermaster bounties, so I was using Steel Medulla, which I don't like pulse rifles, so it was weird, but it had full auto, so it was close to an auto rifle.
Oh, speaking of full auto. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was also playing my Warlock, and I'm always a scrub on my Warlock, so I don't know how this happened. But I ended up going 24-4. We lost, by the way.
It's because you had 0 captures.
So what you're saying
I had
it's too heavy.
I had my first 15 kill streak also in this match.
Nice, dude.
And
congratulations.
I watched the video from it today, and I didn't have any captures, but I was the guy like defending the other people trying to capture like the whole time. My whole time I was at B just trying to take people out, and I was successfully taking people out. You did get to me.
Yeah,
Fuck
we
you.
got to, and we were like, you didn't capture anything. And he's like, I gotta go check the tape. Like, I can't do it. Man. So
I also had the dopest snipe ever this week. I had a video of it on YouTube, and it was like where the dude's basically gone. You can't see him anymore, and it's a headshot. And you're like, yes. So it was nailing the coffin too.
You guys, I had a video for Kill of the Week, and I forgot to save it. I was playing over at Pete's house, Proctor. And that dude, he's in a lower skill-based matchmaking bracket, but he's got the best guns. He had, Oversoul Edict, the pulse rifle. And I was like, bro,
Yup.
I'm going to check out Oversoul Edict.
It's
Fucking
good as
love
hell.
it.
It's so
fun.
good.
And then he's got this perfect Matador, and he's got this super slow, I forget what it is. It's Bonesaw.
What?
Oh,
Or
Bone
Bone
Crusher.
Crusher.
Yeah.
Oh, the machine gun.
He's got Bone Crusher, which I had never used, and I'm just running through on what's the Floating Gardens?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my god. It was the best, most brutal killing of all time. I'm sitting there jumping over people, shotgunning them in the head. Like, I went on a 6 kill streak with a shotgun. And I was like, this is so broken. I was running up to dudes just looking the other way. Just like, I saw one dude and he wasn't moving. And I just went, and shoulder charged him. But I got the knee onto him and he bounced against the wall, and then fell off the side of the map. And I was just like, yes!
That's fantastic.
Oh,
Wow.
man. If you
I
ever are
missed
just
shoulder charge.
hating on your playability, see if you can play on somebody who's really a lot less good than you. Play on their account.
It's not even that Pete's not that good, but Pete barely plays Destiny, and he just started at Christmas.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Pete's actually decent.
I taught him a lot about his encounter spaces because he's got good gun
Mhm.
skill. But this dude
Mhm.
is just charging out in the fields. Oh.
I
speaking of
always do
charging
well when I
out, though-
play with Pete because I use him as bait. I just follow Pete around and
Yeah.
shoot the people
Clean up.
around him.
Clean up crew.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
He was somebody kept telling him to use Zalo, and he's like, is Zalo any good? And I was like, it can't be. He's like, I want to see you use it. Go ahead, give it a shot. And I don't know if you guys know this, just max the stability and use it in fusion rifle range. And I was just melting people left and right with Zalo being. I was just like, it's not really that good. I don't know how this is gonna go, and it just went so good.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Oh,
My
yeah,
saving grace through Iron Banner has been Genesis Chain. Genesis Chain is just, I think it's broken right now. It's too good in Banner.
Pete was wrecking with Suros. Oh, shout out to Proctor. He got a tier 12 build, and he got to 400 this week. So
Ooh,
Mhm.
nice. Good
clap,
shit.
clap.
I
So
forgot
proud
how
of
to
him.
set up my 1 tier 12 build on my Warlock.
Oh man. Anybody else got any Iron Banner stuff?
Well, we played earlier in the week, like you said. Did all right. It took me actually to last night to get to rank 5. Usually I can do that in 2 to 3 days, and then switch to my hunter, and then get up, and then start on my warlock. But it took me a while this time, and I think it had to do more with people playing King's Fall and that kind of the raid and Age of Triumph. So there's other stuff going on, but everything went great until last night. Last night was just a horrible night in Destiny for me. After that debacle at King's Fall Oryx, we started playing Iron Banner, and for some reason we ran into pretty much every terrible stereotype you could ever run into playing Destiny. So the red bar teleporters, then there's the dudes who are super sweaty tryhards and they're teabagging you every time they kill you. And then at one point we had a guy who was that plus red bar, so he's teleporting around and we'd get the heavy and rocket launcher him and he'd basically be teleported out, and it's just I quit. I'm done. So it was rough last night. The rest of the week was good in Iron Banner. I went back into my vault and I was talking to a few friends, Renegade Siggy being one of them, from DGS, and it was funny because they're selling the auto rifle and the
Shotgun.
shotgun this time, right? So I'm I'm not interested in the shotgun because it's not Matador. But the auto rifle could be cool. So I go back into my vault and I found this other one, and I'm how's this roll? And I'm going to pull it up for you guys because it is,
Dude,
you'll see.
I'm pulling up mine. Okay, if you have an unbent tree, Steve, pull it up.
No, I don't like unbent tree.
Pete. I got one when I was playing on Pete's account, and I was just like, "Oh!" I was like, "Do you have the motes for me to upgrade this?" And he's like, "Dude, who do you think I am? Of course I don't." And I was like, "No, I want to use it so bad." All right, here's
He's
what I
only
got.
been playing.
I got small bore, appended magazine, and counterbalance.
Appended magazine's
pretty-
required for
that's
that gun,
pretty good.
basically.
Yeah, so it's
I've got
range and stability, and magazine size. So I think if you use it, fusion rifle range, spray them down.
Yeah. So the role I got, and I'm kind of heartbroken because I got the pulse rifle bounty from our site, and I'm trying to finish that off so I can get a blind perdition, because those were dropping like candy this week. So little tip: if you guys want a blind perdition, go grab that pulse rifle bounty and complete it before reset from our site.
Yeah, man.
Because like
Finish
three
it
of my
on Monday because that's pretty much when this goes up.
yeah.
You know what I
that's-
got?
Dude,
You know what I got from my pulse rifle?
what'd you get?
Oh crap! I lost it. Was it Cryptic Dragon?
Ugh.
I was like,
No, that's
really?
That's, yeah.
Oh,
Clever
Clever
Dragon.
Dragon. Clever Dragon.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
one. Though.
I got
like-
or it was.
Yeah, it was a good one, but I've had millions of those.
I got- Oh, go ahead.
I didn't say anything.
No, that's it. I've just had millions of Clever Dragons.
I was gonna say, I had one of those drop from an Iron Banner bounty, and it was like a garbage roll. I'm like, come on, man! Like, Clever Dragon, I just don't want one. I use Grasp. I got like 2 or 3
Dude.
Graspable locks that they're not great rolls, but I have one for each character.
All right, so check this out. I had this Clever Dragon, like second Iron Banner, and I used it to its full extent in the meta. And this is the roll: perfect balance, counterbalance, high caliber rounds.
That's the God roll.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
the God roll.
Guess what?
I was just like, "Brah, brah, brah, brah," and then I heard it was gonna get nerfed, and I was so like, "Oh man!" It was so
Guess
fun
what?
to use. What?
That leads us perfectly into our next topic because there is a vendor roll this week with that exact same loadout.
Oh yeah, is it the waltz?
It's the waltz.
So
Yeah.
High caliber rounds, perfect balance, counterbalance.
we got to think of a name like Fake Bringer for Clever Dragon, but we don't have to do it right now. But you know what I mean.
No.
Yeah, I think I actually have that. Yeah, high caliber. Well, it's high caliber, small bore, and counterbalance. That's the waltz this week. Because I actually did pick that up.
Jesus Christ.
So my sources.
But high cal's not like as good on those anymore. It used to just be a flinch monster.
Yeah.
Right.
Sniper
Um,
killer.
I mean, other than that, I think that's pretty much all the stuff I got this week. I'm excited to use Doom of Chelchis in a Nightfall, but until then, it will sit in my vault.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
That's the same with Word of Crota for me.
So,
That unbent tree I got is small bore, brace frame, single point sling, appended magazine, counterbalance, and focus fire. So right now, because I haven't touched it, it's brace frame, single point sling, and counterbalance.
yeah, don't use focus fire on that thing.
Yeah.
I did for a little while, just like in patrol, and I was fucking around, and it was the funniest thing ever because it sounds like, I think Big Bear actually made this connection too. He said it sounds like a lawnmower, and it kind of does. Yeah, it's really funny.
So, bringing this Destiny talk to an end is a perfect way to transition into another ending. And I have this in my notes as Raid Field / Age of Triumph, but is this the end? So,
This is the end.
we've been... we're on the 3rd out of 4 raids. I've been getting guns. I've been grabbing the loot. I've been getting the armor. But I keep thinking to myself, what am I going to do with these guns after I get them? And I don't really enjoy running the Nightfall so much. Grinding
Right.
strikes is okay, but only if you're trying to get somewhere. And knowing that the grind is coming to an end and that this game is, on its last legs, I was just wondering how you guys feel about the time that you're going to spend from now until Destiny 2 and Destiny.
I'm going to try and still raid once a week. Get it done. I'm actually super excited for Wrath because that was my first raid. So I'm trying to run it a bunch of times. But anyway, um, and then I'm probably just going to try and keep my Crucible skills crisp, try and get a little bit better, maybe run some trials here and there. But I'm just going to probably end up using this time mostly to catch up on my other video games until Destiny 2 comes out. Because once Destiny 2 comes out, I'm not playing anything else for a good while.
What about you, Scott? How do you feel about the rest of your time?
I'm kind of the same way. I mean, the way it's gone for me, and this is mostly just because the people I play with, the group I play with, when new PvE content comes out, we're all over it. We run it to death in like the first 2 weeks to a month, depending on what it is, and then after that, we sort of head back to the Crucible and screw around there. Play a lot of sixes. Not as many threes with my clanmates. I try to pick up trials games here and there. Honestly, for the rest of Destiny 1, what I'm doing is I'm just chasing the book for 100% completion to hit rank 7. Once I hit rank 7 with that, if there's like other specific achievements I want to get, like, in regards to the raid page or whatever, I'll probably do those. But it's one of those things where, I go through weapons every week and I go through armor every week and I'm like, oh, this has a 100% roll. This has, a god roll at the vendor. And unless it's something I really need, I'm kind of looking at it going, I have one that's already like a good roll that I'm really happy with. Unless it's got a perk on it that's really going to change how something works for me or like a specific set of loaders, I'm just kind of like passing on everything unless it's a god roll or a tier 12 thing, because that's just kind of how it is.
And I think that equates to a lot of the like burnout of playing this game. 3 years. Everybody says 3 years. We're in our third year, everybody. Okay? It's been 2.5. 2.5 years of playing this game. And you just have everything. You're not excited about getting a new thing. Like, I'm sitting there buying fusion rifles with the freaking jump perk on it. Icarus. Like, who
just
does
to
that?
mess around with it.
I'm just like, I don't know. Like, maybe I'll try this. So I think
Hey, rock that on a Sunsinger.
This came up today because I was playing Vault of Glass with some people. Shout out to Danfinity, my boy. Bone Setter for life. You know what I mean. If you guys don't watch, he does Sunday morning streams, and they're fun. We went Easter egg hunting today, which means going to find all the ghosts in the Crucible maps.
Oh yeah, I did that last night. But a blast.
Afterwards, we like finished and we were gonna do some Iron Banner, and I was like, "Oh, bro, we should play SRL," just like joking. And we're doing that, and Anon Pig shredded us. Anon Pig told me to never name drop people, and he learned that from Deej. That's a good joke. Little shout out to Anon. But he like whooped our ass in SRL, and I think that's pretty much sums up how I'm going to be spending the rest of my time in Destiny. Doing Vault of Glass just because it's not the weekly. Who cares? Whatever.
Right.
Trying to clean up. Maybe I'll get some gun that I can play with for a day or two. And then like doing dumb stuff like cruising SRL. We still need to do... We did Mario Kart scoring for it, and that always just reminds me how much I want to do a Rumble tournament scored like Mario Kart.
Hell yeah.
So if you guys are interested in that, definitely shoot us a tweet. We at least need 8 people to do it, and our show is 3. So if you want to do it, shoot us a tweet, shoot us an email. That'd be fun. Maybe we'll talk to like Dad's Tales and try and get something going with those guys too. But yeah, I think the rest of the time is just going to be kind of hanging out in Destiny, not really pushing for much. I don't think I'm ever going to hit tier 12. I just don't care. I did complete 2 armor sets, though. I got the Iron Breed set from Dusty Iron Engrams, and I got the Lantern set, which I just found in my vault. I was like, oh, I have all that.
I completed a couple sets of armor, but it's one of those things where, like, I want to say it was a couple months ago. I got to the point where I was like happy where I had perks and rolls and stuff like that, and then I'm just like, you know what? I got something I can use for now, but I want to look cool. I want that functionality, and I want to look cool. So I started grinding New Monarchy for the Caliopolis Shaq's armor, like basically the Shaq's armor. He's got like the furry shoulder pads and
Okay.
the helmet where like there could be horns on the side, but for New Monarchy there isn't. So I had that one. I've been working on doing that, and just funny things. I got the Wrath of the Machine raid set, which that was like the first raid that I ran where the hype was there and then it dropped and everybody ran it, like the first raid that launched while I was playing, being like a late year 2 player. So it was a lot of fun. I want to do the same thing. I think I want to keep running raids, like try and do weekly raids, Vault of Glass, probably Crota, and then Wrath. Vault and Crota I definitely want to keep doing the challenge mode, even if it's not the weekly feature, just because it's fun. I feel like it's like that kind of challenge that like, this is harder, but it's still fun,
Death Singer challenge has probably been my favorite so far.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Crota's my favorite because it's stupid easy.
I don't even know what it is. It's that easy.
Everyone has you can't have the same sword bearer twice.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we downed him in 3 swords the first time, I think it was, and then later on we played with one of the dudes who's a ridiculous sword bearer in our clan, Brian. He's like, Crota was his raid. He was always one of the sword bearers, so like we had him on our team, and he just went in and he almost one-sworded him. We're like, Jesus Christ, Brian. He's like, I didn't do enough damage. I have to go back and get him again.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I love when you have people like that in your raid, though. Like, we had a really awesome, shield holder for Templar by one time, and then I finished it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, I think that pretty much wraps up this stuff, right?
Yeah.
I know I talked in the pre-show about we really want to talk about all the aspects of Destiny 2, like Crucible, strikes, raids, story, and get an in-depth of what we really want. But we're definitely not going to have time for that tonight. So how about let's see if anybody writes in. If you guys have, like, send us an email. Send us your thoughts on, like, what you're actually wanting out of this kind of stuff. And maybe we'll read it up on the show. I think we'll do that probably in, like, a week or two because we have the last raid next week. So
barely a Destiny show at gmail.com.
Yep. So I have a question for you guys. Do you guys watch a lot of YouTube? What's up, Scott?
Not a whole lot.
You're on mute.
Oh.
What's up?
I do that all the time. I got to grab something. I'll be right back.
Okay, that's fine. We're going to talk about YouTube. Think about your favorite YouTuber.
Okay.
I just wanted to bring up YouTube. I don't know.
Okay. All right. I guess I do watch a couple YouTubers, but they're all vape related.
Oh God.
I know. Yeah. I don't so much anymore, but there's this one guy that's just fun to listen to, basically, I guess, called Grim Green. And that's where I got most of my vape knowledge from, was from him and my best friend.
Well, speaking of vape, I like H3H3 a lot.
Oh yeah, H3H3 is good shit.
Honestly, like, I'll come home from work sometimes and just be like, "Hey, babe, do you just want to like lay in bed and watch H3H3 and iDubbbz for a while?" And I love it, man. There's so many funny things on there. That dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to H3H3. That guy's fucking awesome. I know he's been around for a long time, but I've just recently been like watching a ton of it.
Vape Nation, y'all.
Vape Nation. Okay, let's get an on mic vape, Steve.
On mic vape. Here we go.
See, this, if you ever play a raid with Darth Vader, you know it's probably Steve just vaping.
It's vape.
What about you, Scott? What kind of stuff do you like to watch on YouTube?
Destiny related or no?
Anything. I mean, like, what's a YouTuber that you like? Let's put it that way.
That's tough. I like a lot of the guys from like the podcasts I listen to. Planet Destiny and Crucible Radio, all
Yeah.
the guys, Swain and Bones and Birds,
Dude,
Story Machine.
Have you seen
Fallout
Swain's cooking
Days.
show?
No, he's on a cooking show?
He does a freaking Twitch cooking show. He did like one episode of it, I think.
That's awesome. I'd
'Cause
watch
that dude owns a restaurant in Philly.
Yeah, I know he's
Oh,
I knew
shit.
he was a chef,
Yeah, he's a
but I
chef.
didn't know he has a cooking show. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I heard about it once on Crucible Radio. I hope he's still doing it. I've never watched it, but I really want to.
That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely want to watch that. It's funny actually. There's a kind of related music and cooking shows. So there's this band called The Forgotten from San Jose, California.
Oh,
Camp
that's where I was
Cal-
born.
Me too.
And it's funny because they're all like, punk rockers, older guys, mohawks and leather jackets and stuff. So the singer actually had a cooking show called Eat Me. And it's really funny because it's like this dude with a bleach blonde mohawk and like a GBH cutoff T-shirt in this like fancy kitchen, and he's cooking. And it was really funny. It was a couple episodes. It was pretty good too. Like I watched it, and it was really funny because it's just this image of like, this punk rock guy, and you're like, man, he's like, is he a chef or something? Like it was like that whole like he's cooking some fancy dinner on the show, and you're just like, man, this visual does not match the end of it, but it was great. So
Can we agree that 1,000-degree knife videos need to stop?
yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh
Or,
yeah.
or like,
Oh.
I made this out of gelatin.
Yeah. There's one too where this dude heats up like an iron ball and just like sets it on top of stuff. Like what? And you just watch it like go through the whatever he sets it on top of.
You know those?
But no, there's I remember there's one more YouTuber that I really like, and it's video game and music related. He's called The Do. Have you guys heard of The Do?
Oh, yeah, the Call of Duty guy who plays guitar.
I think so.
Yeah. It's great. He just goes into Call of Duty. He doesn't even play Call of Duty. He just plays guitar in Call of Duty lobbies. And he'll be in the middle of a match. He'll be like, hey, so-and-so, like, your mom sucks dick or whatever, gamer tag. Here's a musical pun for you. You see that thing up there? And he shoots, like, at the moon. And he'll be like, okay. The guy will be like, yeah, okay. And he'll be like, bark at it. And the guy will be like, what? He'll be like, bark at that. Okay. And so then the guy will start barking. And so then the do will just play Bark at the Moon. And then he'll play Bark at the Moon. And you'll be like, do you get it? And they never get it. It's great. They never, ever get it because they're all squeakers and like weird people, but they all know who he is. Every time he starts being in, people fangirl over this dude hard. And it's hilarious. He also does chat roulette, and he just plays guitar for like these girls and sometimes dudes on chat roulette, and he never shows his head, so no one actually knows what this dude looks like. But
That's funny.
I think my favorite part about The Do is that he changes his gamer tag here and there, so he's got a bunch of them. There's The Do, and then there's Call of Duty, and then there's Mountain Dew. He just has a bunch of them where he can throw in multiple O's and something. Yeah, check him out. The Do. It's pretty great. He's just one of those guys where if he's heard the song before, he can play it. You just tell him the name of the song.
Oh,
he'll
wow.
play it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a pretty awesome YouTube channel. I forget what the name of it was, but it's basically like they take Transformers and some of the old 80s cartoons and they dub stuff over them. So there was one where it was like
You talking
it
about
was
the
the movie
Juggernaut bitch?
from
Go ahead. Sorry.
it was kind of the same thing. It was this one where he was like they took the scene from the Transformers movie where Optimus Prime wakes up and is like talking to all the Autobots around him. He's like, what happened? And they're explaining it to him. And at first I'm like, man, that voice sounds a little off. I don't remember that being. And then Optimus drops an F-bomb for something. I'm like, okay, this is definitely not the original. And I just started laughing. It was great. There's another one where I like watching the stop motion photography stuff.
That's cool stuff.
on like the stop motion videos and stuff on YouTube. So there's some of them that were really good. There's one where it's supposed to be a Transformers cereal commercial, and there's like a series of 6 of them, and one has Optimus Prime, and the other has like Wheeljack. No, Megatron gets the one at the end, which is great. There's one point where Optimus is off camera and Wheeljack's trying to tell him, how to like act the scene out. And he's like, "Oh, look at me. I'm Wheeljack. I'm the smartest Autobot ever. I made the fucking Dinobots, but I only gave them a pea-sized brain despite giving them all the weapons to destroy everything in sight. That's a brilliant move." And he's like, "Fuck you, Optimus." And they're just going back and forth. Great.
Guys,
Oh my god.
I have a quick thing. You can't
Alright.
hear it.
Yeah, it's the juggernaut, bitch.
Did you fart?
Nope. I just played a quick clip of, yeah, who's the juggernaut, bitch?
Oh my god.
That's a classic.
It is a classic.
Jeez. I cannot stand how much of a classic that is. So, I'm going to just jump topics here, because I kind of forgot where we were at. We're talking about YouTube for a while. Speaking of YouTube, something that I watched on YouTube, transition saved. Star Wars trailer.
Ooh, yeah.
People-
Nerd about that.
People are pissed
Why are
because they
people
say
pissed?
because in the it's not even the trailer, it's the teaser. But in the teaser they talk about how this will be the last of the Jedi. And so people are really mad. And I think it's really stupid because they're not going to will the Force to not exist. So people are going to still be Force sensitive. But the Jedi Order is just going to be dismantled, which could lead to something else. Hey, guess what? When something ends, something new takes its place usually. Oh, looks
is
like we
my
might
whole
have
thing.
a pretty good third movie anyway.
People are like, oh, I'm so pissed about this. This is about people who are pissed about any kind of movie stuff. You liked it for a reason, so stop being pissed when they don't write it exactly the way that you want it to be.
Right?
Just sit, like, you haven't even seen it yet. Just calm down. If it does come out and it's a piece of crap, we'll talk then, but Jesus.
I highly doubt it's going to be a piece of crap. Disney has been killing it.
It looks good. I was cautiously optimistic about Force Awakens. I saw it and it was great. I think it was up there with Empire personally for me.
Mhm.
And then
Rogue One,
I haven't
great.
seen Rogue One yet. Mainly because my wife was pregnant. We couldn't go to the theater, and so I was like, all right, I'll hold off.
So
But
there's
everybody
a
I
site
talked
called
to
Pirate
said
Bay.
it's amazing. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't seen that yet. But everybody I talked to said it's amazing. And so like
It
I mean,
is.
they've got
It is amazing.
they've got 2 really good Star Wars movies under the belt. I think we can be optimistic about The Last Jedi, honestly. I think it's going to be awesome. I don't think they're going to wipe out the Jedi and make it something totally, outlandish. One of my other friends who's really into Star Wars, we were talking about it for a bit this week, and he says he seems to think it's going to be like Luke establishes the like a gray Jedi order, so it's
Yep,
not light
that's from the
side, it's not
books.
dark side, and it's like, yeah, so like, and that's the thing. Like, I was like, that kind of makes sense. So that'd be cool to see him do that.
Well, I heard a weird fan theory that the Chosen One's actually Mace Windu and that he's not dead. And I don't necessarily believe that fan theory. But one thing that I did take from this fan theory is that the Chosen One, the person who's supposed to bring balance to the Force, will probably harness both light and dark side in balance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that. So it could, honestly, it could be Kylo. It could still be Kylo. He could end up being the salvation of balancing the Force.
You talking about the Jith or the Seti?
I was almost wondering if they were basically going to take like Kylo Ren and Rey, and then it's somehow going to end where like those two are part like because one is dark side, one is supposed to be, or is heavily implied at least, that it's the light side of the Force. That they're going to take both of them and like they're going to be the two heads of the new Jedi Order. That's going to be like both gray, or to be like both light and dark. So it's gray,
Light
they have
gray
the
and
one,
dark gray.
yeah, light gray, dark gray. They have like the one who uses the dark side in Kylo, and then they have the other who is light side in Rey. So that's just one thing I thought. And I'm like, I don't know how that would go, but I think it would be interesting if they did some kind of weird storyline like that.
I think
There's actually something in the Clone Wars animated series like that where they Anakin and Obi-Wan go to this planet, and there's a really old Jedi Master, or no, he's not a Jedi. He's just knowledge of the Force, and he has twins, a daughter and a son.
Yes, I saw that episode. Yeah.
The son is dark side and the daughter's light side, and he balances the two of them. And it was a really cool like series of a couple episodes about those guys. So that's canon. The animated series, both the Clone Wars and Rebels are canon. So it could be something like that too with Kylo and Rey.
Kylo and Rey are just going to put on the fusion earrings from Dragon Ball Z.
Fusion dance.
Yep. Woo! So we're almost out of time, but I wanted to bring this up, guys. What do you guys like to drink? I'm talking. We could pass this past alcohol because I do love me an orange Julius, but I was just gonna go down some of my favorite stuff. I got
top three drinks.
Top three drinks. We'll do that. Okay.
All right. Top three drinks.
I sprung it on you, kind of. This is what happens when you have show notes that you're like, we might get to that.
We hit 3 out of like 15 show notes tonight, so we're doing okay.
My first drink that I like to drink, and this is going to be the worst. It's Miller Lite.
Ew.
It's drinkable. This is what I drink when I'm playing raids. So when we get to the end and I start dying a lot. By the way, both times we played Atheon this week, I killed myself by shooting something into the back of somebody in the first damage phase, and then they just went on to beat it. So I haven't even freaking beat that thing. Thanks, Miller Lite. Number 2 is Jameson. But not just Jameson. It's the Jameson that's aged in craft beer barrels. Craft stout barrels.
That's the Black Label one, right? Jameson Black Label?
I don't remember.
That one is a lot better than regular Jameson.
It's
by
so
far.
good.
By far.
I put together my jump ship, my Arcadia class jump ship. I put the Mega Blocks together while drinking Jameson on Christmas, and I threw up a bunch of Jameson later that night. So that thing took way too long. And number 1, Kentucky Bourbon Barrel. It takes 2 or 3 sips to get into it, but ooh.
The stout or the other one?
No. Wait, which one? I thought it was just.
There's regular Kentucky Bourbon Barrel, and then there's the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Stout.
Guess what? Stream, you get to see me look this up live on Google. Kentucky Bourbon Barrel. Oh, man.
It's
Images.
good beer. It's like beer with a kick. It kind of burns
ale.
on the way down. It's the ale? Okay. Have you tried the stout?
I have. I like the ale better.
I like the stout better, but I'm a stout guy. So
I mean, I like a lot of things. We got Great Lakes out here. We
Hell
got,
yeah.
Thirsty Dog, represent that Akron life.
And Hoppin' Frog, who has
Hoppin'
been
Frog.
consistently in the top 20 in the world for the past like 5 years.
What up?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
like
Hoppin'
beer.
Frog is delicious. They don't sell 6-packs. You can only get the beer in like the 22-ounce glass bottles. But one of those will fuck you up if you get the right one.
So those are my top three. I probably could have picked a better thing than Miller Lite, but got put on the spot. I only had two written down.
Yeah.
What about who wants to go last? Scott, do you need more time to think? Because I know Steve has like a laundry list of stuff.
Yeah, go for it, Steve.
All right. So, all right. For number 3, and this is not booze, I'm going to say the Mountain Dew like special blend drinks are actually really good for soda. So I'm going to make my number 3 a soda. I was drinking the Black Label tonight. The Black Label, the Green Label's really good. The White Label's okay, but as far as soda, it's like craft soda, and it's pretty good.
Would it be a Destiny podcast if we didn't do a fucking Mountain Dew shout out?
Mountain Dew.
Fly
All right.
by night, the Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew for you.
Yep.
Dead Alewife shout out. What up?
Bam, check
Anyway,
that out.
All right. My number 2, bourbon. It's a bourbon. It's Bullet Rye. I was drinking it tonight. I'm out. That's what I was drinking tonight. Bullet Rye. It's really good, and it's still affordable. The middle-sized bottle, I can't remember, is like a little bit less than $30. So, yeah. And if you raid with me, I'm drinking Bullet Bourbon. That's my everyday go-to kind of thing. And then my number 1 is a Thirsty Dog beer.
Ooh.
Number 1. It's Siberian Night Imperial Stout. It comes in a 4-pack. You can basically only get it in Akron. So
it's so good. When I was working at the drive-thru, because it's a winter beer.
They have it always. They always
they?
have it. It is a winter beer, but you can always get Siberian Night.
Well, then this story sucks. I had it at the drive-thru, and I took it in summer, and it was really old. Wow, I feel special now, Steve. I hate you.
But it's an ageable beer. So if you have it late and it's been chilled and in dim or low light for a long period of time, it's going to be better because it's aged in oak barrels and it's a stout. So like the thing is like dark and rich and oh my god, and strong as fuck. I think it's 11%. It's really a very strong beer. Honorable mentions though, Arrogant Bastard beer.
Oh, Arrogant Bastard's really good. That's my new number 3.
If you like beer, Arrogant Bastard's the shit. If you don't really have a taste for beer, you're gonna hate it, and it will tell you straight up on the bottle. It says the first line on the bottle. There's a description says, "You probably won't like this beer."
Yep.
But it's delicious. That's a Stone beer. I think they're out of San Diego.
Yeah. Stone Brewing.
Yep. And then there's another honorable mention. I can't remember the name. It's a Utah beer, but it's a white pumpkin stout, and it is delicious. I believe it's called Headhunter. It's a seasonal, but it's delicious. And then my last honorable mention. I'm sorry, I don't like peanut butter, but out of Atlanta, Georgia, there's a brewery called Terrapin Brewing Company, and they have a chocolate peanut butter stout, and that thing is amazeballs. I'm not even gonna lie, it's delicious.
Wow.
And yeah, I don't like peanut butter, but I love this beer. So if you're ever if you're ever in the Southeast, Terrapin Brewing Company, chocolate peanut butter stout. It's really good.
You can also get one of those from Duclaw. They have the Sweet Baby Jesus. It's so good. All right, Scott, top that.
All right. So I'll start this with a story, and I'll preface by saying I don't drink much. The reason I never really have. The reason I don't drink much is because the last time I did, I ended up spending a night in my bass player's van after a show, and it was a little rough. we played New York City, and it's this place called Otto's Shrunken Head on the Lower East Side, Alphabet City area. So if you guys ever find yourself in the city and you want to go to a crazy tiki bar with awesome, strong booze, go there, check it out. So I guess second to last time I played there, because the last time I played there, my wife was with me. We had just started dating, and she made sure I didn't get too hammered. But the time that we played Otto's, and I kind of said, all right, I think I'm done drinking, like when I'm not at home and I can just pass out in front of my TV. I had a couple of their drinks. They were like these crazy tiki drinks served in these giant like glasses, and it was like there was one that was like Otto's. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a fishbowl. They had one of those though, and that was some of what I had some of that with one of my friends, and it was just like it was like a scorpion bowl or something. It was like this giant thing filled with alcohol that was flaming on top, and I was drinking some of that with him and his now wife. So yeah, and then of course they give you drink tickets. So I'm just like, yeah, I want the Otto's Octane because it's coffee and alcohol, and that sounds awesome. And then I want this. So like, yeah, it just ended badly. I was laughing and it was fun until I fell asleep, and then I woke up in my bass player's van at his then girlfriend's house. At like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was in my leather jacket and my like Bouncing Souls beanie pulled down to my fucking chin, and I'm just like woke up and did one of these, like looked around, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? My head is killing me. So I got up and I walked to the gas station that was like down the road, because I didn't know if the door was locked at the apartment or whatever. So because they had already went inside, my drummer was sleeping in the chair, and my bass player obviously was his girlfriend. So I walked down to the gas station, and I buy like one of those big Poland Spring bottles of water and like 2 Gatorades. And the dude just looks at me and he's like, why is this guy buying this shit at 6? Oh, wait, he's hungover. So I pounded those and then went back to sleep in the van for another hour or two. And then finally, like I think it was like 10 o'clock or something on a Sunday, I kind of like wandered and found they left the door open for me in the apartment. And so I grabbed my bass player or my drummer. I'm like, yo, you got to get going, man. So that's why Scott doesn't drink much anymore. But
I've blacked out once, only once.
It wasn't fun. It hurt a lot. It's not as bad as some other times. Yeah. But it was definitely one of those things where I was like, yeah, no. So usually it's like if I go a place and they have, like I go out someplace to eat or something like that, and they have like something that's like a signature drink or something like that, I'm not driving, or, I'm staying, nearby where they walked or something, like on vacation, I might get one of those just to test it and see what it is. The only other thing I really do is like root beer. I like good root beer.
All right.
Oh yeah.
And actually, this kind of goes back to that last story. So last summer, the Not Your Father's root beer is something that I actually like, and so like everybody was raving about it. So I said, screw it, I'm gonna give it a try. My wife kind of looks at me and she's like, "You sure?" Like she's like, "You know how it went
so
last time."
Sweet.
Yeah, she's
so sweet.
Like, I had to take your drink away from you last time because it was not going to end well for you. It's like, okay, so I think I was playing Borderlands on 360 at that point, and it was like some summer holiday I had off, but she didn't. So like she's trying to sleep and work. So I think I was like 2 or 3 of those deep, and I just start yelling at the TV. I'm just like, no, fuck you. And she comes out, she's like, you're being really loud. You got to quiet down. And I'm like, oh, sorry. Yeah. So that's how it usually goes with me.
Man. So then what's your top 3 though?
Top 3, probably Not Your Father's root beer, then regular root beer, and coffee.
What specific root beer? Are you a Barks guy? And mug?
It depends. I like Barks.
Barks
that's
is
like
top.
That's my go-to.
It's the only one with caffeine. So
yeah, that's my go-to. And then I like A&W is really good. It's like really awesome with ice cream floats.
Yeah,
And
that's the float.
Oh yeah.
super fun. Any of the like independently brewed root beers are usually pretty good too. I can't think of one off the top of my head. I know Saranac has a really good one from Saranac Brewery. Um,
Have you had a Not Your Father's root beer float?
I have not, but I heard it's
You-
amazing.
It is. You need to try it. It's so good.
For some reason, I've never had that drink and ice cream in my house at the same time. It's terrible. It's like an egregious penalty. So, I mean, I really should do that.
I mean, like there's a root beer booze, and you can mix it with ice cream. I can't think of anything better right now.
Yeah, that is pretty
I can't think of anything that'll make me throw up more. Shout out to the White Russians.
Oh my god. I've been craving a White Russian, but I don't have it in me to buy all the parts.
The
'Cause
dairy.
what the fuck am I going to do with vodka after I'm done with my milk or I guess it would be half and half and
Screwdriver,
Kahlua.
bro.
I don't ever have orange juice on me. No, but vodka's like that's all vodka's good for, in my opinion, is a White Russian.
Yeah, that vodka. All right, guys. I think that's going to wrap us up for tonight. I want to real quick talk about Alomar. It's my buddy Eddie.
Oh, yeah.
He's also in a band called City Cop. Alomar just came out with the record on Small Mammal Records. My good buddy Nick Muffet runs that. So it's really cool. It's got that acoustic punk kind of vibe. A little bit of emo sprinkled over the top of it. It's fun stuff. You guys should definitely check them out. It's alomar.bandcamp.com. It's ALOMAR. You can send us emails at barelyadestinyshow@gmail.com or tweet at us at barelyads. Make sure you guys hit us up about what you want in Destiny 2. We're going to try and get like real nitty gritty with this. I think we're going to do 2 weeks from now. Let's see. I do believe that will be the episode with Gabble Ratchet from Destiny Ghost Stories. So we're going to get real
Episode
heavy into
13.
that. Yeah. Yes. Because next week we have Boost KDV. Also, next week we're going to be Saturday night. We're going to be doing it at 9 p.m. on Saturday. So make sure you guys are
Boost from Dad's Tales.
Yes,
right?
Boost KDV from Dad's Tales Podcast. And then we got Gabble Ratchet coming up after that. And
he's going to come on and talk about dicks and alcohol. That's what's going to happen. He's going to come in and it'll be like we're talking about Destiny and it's dicks and booze.
Hey man,
that's what Gabble does.
Should
that's
we
like
send
all our
him
podcasts
some?
is anyway.
Should we send him a bag of dicks for being on the show? You can do that, you know.
Should we
bag of gummy dicks?
Also,
be like, hey Gabble, what's your address? I want to send you a bag of gummy dicks.
Oh man, that's gonna be so great.
Also,
Fun.
we have a podcast that Steve and I are going on. I want to make sure that things are finalized with this because it is in May. It should be May 12th, but we'll probably be announcing that soon. And that, a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'll be good.
So you can find the show, streaming generally on Sundays at 2 p.m. We've been a little scattered lately, though, because of guests. We want to make a good show for you guys, and sometimes they can't line up with our schedule, so we accommodate to them. You can find it on twitch.tv/DetBenMalone. You can find me at DetBenMalone. You can find our videos on YouTube under DetBenMalone, because I'm trying to build a little bit of a community. I'm going to be trying to stream a little bit more different games. Maybe stream some Donkey Kong with my fiance. She likes playing that game. So if you just want to come, and it's totally, I don't want to say family friendly, but it is. It's like if you have a dirty mind and you love your family, this is the stream that you want to be watching.
It's family friendly if you can tolerate curse words.
Yeah, and talking about farting and stuff. We have a good time.
Dicks and farting, yeah.
My fiance is great. I love her.
She is hilarious.
Steve, where can people find you at on the internet?
I am everywhere at Xanafan 711. ZANIFAN 711. That's Twitter, Twitch, not YouTube, but my YouTube is not even a thing. So, but Twitter, Twitch, hit me up. Yeah.
Oh, I've been
Fun.
talking to some people. It might be in the works on starting a YouTube show. It's. I mean, I'm just gonna come out with it. Let me know what you guys think. It's 1v1s with Destiny community members, and we're just gonna do an interview during the 1v1.
That
Oh,
sounds
that's
like
cool.
a brilliant idea.
Short, 15 minutes. To the point. Maybe it'll get turned into a podcast someday. Probably not. Also, be sure to check out our Where Is Zer podcast coming someday. I want to do a Where Is Zer podcast and have it be like 30 minutes. And that's
Just try
all.
to find-
Just mostly intro and outro.
It'll be loading into Destiny, asking Google where Zur is,
Yeah.
going
No.
to Zur, and then talking about what guns he has.
I thought it'd be funny to just do like a song. Be like, hi, welcome to blah, blah, blah. Do all the like house cleaning stuff. And then be like, now on to our main topic. Where is Zer? He's in the hangar. All right, guys. That was our Where is Zer podcast.
Right.
I also want to do a Where is Zer stream for 24 hours where I just stand in front of Zer and show you where he is.
Including getting booted from Destiny and logging back in.
Yeah. That'll be the hardest part is just not getting booted. Scott,
Just have to
welcome-
wave every once in a while.
Yeah. Hey, Zer.
Hey, I'm thinking about buying the Red Death with ornament thing, but I'm not going to do it. Oh, what a twist.
I won't even show you what he has. I'm just going to look at him. All right, Scott, where can people find you on the internet?
Slapshot Scott, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. I actually have to move my videos from my other YouTube over to that one because I wanted to get it all under one name. The O's are zeros, and you can find me watching Sharks versus Oilers, Game 3. Go Sharks!
Yeah.
As soon as
Go
it's done.
San Jose,
Sharks.
baby.
The only other team I like is the Ducks.
Boo!
Guys,
Hey, we grew up basically right next to Anaheim.
Yeah.
I like the
I know.
Rangers.
Oh,
Yeah, that's because
Ben's
of
like-
beers.
man.
Mike Beers.
The Rangers are tight.
And the Disney Channel original series, Baby Daddy.
I don't know what that is.
You should watch it. It's terrible and amazing at the same time.
All right. Well, guys, that'll do it for us. Make sure you go out and watch Baby Daddy. Probably not an Adam Sandler movie. All right,
Hey,
guys.
it's got the little black kid from what is that? He had twin older sisters.
Oh,
who
Taj
are-
Mowry.
Yes, Taj Mowry. He's in Baby Daddy. This is the
Okay.
only. He's the biggest name on Baby Daddy.
You know it's going to be great when Taj Mowry's the biggest name on Baby Daddy.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
All right, guys.
So good.
Well, I look forward to talking to you guys on Saturday at 9 p.m. with Boost KDV from Dad Tales Podcast.
Hey, come raid with us.
Yeah, we're going to be doing Wrath of the Machine. Add any of us on PlayStation. Make sure you put a message in there and be like, yo, I'm from your show.
What's your show?
Yeah, because
I wanna
otherwise,
raid.
I don't know if you're like a random LFG guy. I did post on an LFG today that I'm looking for 7 people to run Crota under the hashtag Queen's Wrath. Must have double you don't.
I saw that. It was amazing.
Yeah. That's my new thing is every now and again I just log on to LFG sites and post trash. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.
All right, boys.
Wait. What are we going to say at the end of the show? We got to have a thing.
We do have to have a thing.
Mm.
What a great time to discuss it at the end of this podcast.
What should we say?
I feel like all
Go
the good
Indians.
ones are taken.
I'm gonna say go Cavs real quick though. I'm rocking the NBA Cavs champs hat
We can't see
and
it.
the Cavs tattoo.
I didn't want to tell you, but
Go Cavs.
we haven't had your video the whole time.
Oh no!
All right, guys. To take a quote from Buster Knuckle, we're out.
Hey, I'm on a video and I'm like not drunk, and I just love fucking Akron. Yeah.
Sitting around my room, staring at my phone. I never felt so drunk and alone inside of an empty house. Inside of an empty house. Sitting around town, watching all the people. I never felt so cold and so feeble inside of a crowded street. Inside of a crowded street. Sitting around the diner, staring at my phone. I never felt so angry and alone inside of the restaurant. Inside of the restaurant. Sitting around my parents, answering some questions, holding all the things inside I'm too afraid to mention. Inside of my racing mind. Inside of my racing mind. Sitting around the show, staring at my phone. Even when I'm with my friends, I still feel alone inside of a crowded house. The beer, the drugs, please take me out. Sitting around my house again, staring at my phone. Now I'm even more drunk and alone inside of an empty house. Inside of this big empty house. Choked up by the terrible liar, coming up my body, closed down, torn up and torn out of my dreams is what I sang when I was 19. What's the hold up? Can you feel the clutter of your actions infect my brain? The volume's up, but the picture is blurry with the glasses that you gave me that day. I wanna be a respectable, reliable, responsible young man. I'll probably be a cynical, resentful, desperate old man. Taken down, you really got me with that one. Cheer up, you've already seen the lowest point. Brought back to my standard pace of living. I'm exactly on schedule again. Yeah, it's exciting that you graduated. I think I'll graduate to another 5-bedroom rundown old house. Severely overrated. I'm feeling worse about myself with every heartbeat on the couch. I wanna be a respectable, reliable, responsible young man. I'll probably be